15 days ago, I recorded a video teaching you everything you need to know to provide liquidity on Uniswap. And at the end of that video, I walked through the actual steps and opened a real live position. Tonight, I just checked the numbers and I'm pretty pleased with the results. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so this is Uniswap and this is where I created the liquidity position 15 days ago. So let's go ahead and click into the position. You'll remember I set up my price range from about 1900 up to close to 2200 on the range, and I deposited about $100 worth of capital into the position. If you remember, when I created this position on Uniswap, Uniswap created an NFT. It minted an NFT and sent that to my wallet. So that's my proof of ownership, so to speak, with the liquidity position. Because that NFT is sitting in my wallet right now, I'm going to go ahead and look at this position on a different protocol called Revert Finance. So this is Revert.finance. And after I connect my wallet, the protocol can see that same liquidity position in my wallet. It reads the NFT and it sees the position. And this will give me some more details about the position. In particular, I want to take a look at the logs. So this will give you the entire history of the position. And you can see I deposited this liquidity position on March 23rd. At 9:15 p.m. and you can see the amount of capital that I deployed into the position, about $99 into the liquidity pool. Now, another thing I like to do with my liquidity positions, I like to track the position on the chart. So I drew this rectangle. This starts back on March 23rd. And it reflects the top and the bottom of my range. So I can see with this chart and this rectangle, I can see exactly how my range performed. Remember, this is like fishing. We want to cast our net and set up our range where we think it's going to capture the future price action. So what we see here is the range did a pretty good job. It captured almost all of the price action over the last 15 days, except for this little excursion here when we got the news last night about the ceasefire in Iran. So the market got a little excited, price poked up above the top of my range, and now it's pulling back a little bit. So overall, I'm happy with this range. It did its job. It captured a lot of fish, captured a lot of price action in the net here. And that's what we want to do as a liquidity provider. Now, the next thing I want to do is calculate my yield. Like I said, the position has been open for 15 days, almost exactly. It's about 9:27 p.m. as I record this. So it's been exactly 15 days and about 13 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and just double the fees. You can see here I've earned $3.16 in 15 days. That is roughly half of a month. So I'll just double that. So that'll be $6.32. And then I'm going to divide by the capital that I deposited. Bust out my calculator here. So $3.16. Multiply that by 2 just to have an estimate of what we could expect over the course of a full month. And then I will divide that by the $99.12 that I deposited into the position. So this is going to tell me my monthly yield. And there you can see it was better than 6% per month so far. Even though I missed some of the price action, the range did a pretty good job. And we're on track to earn more than 6% in just one single month. Okay, so the last thing now is I'm just going to go ahead and collect these fees. I'll go to Uniswap and just hit the button. I will collect this in the form of ETH and USDC. It's about 50-50 and sign the transaction. And now the fees are collected. So that $3.16 worth of ETH and USDC, that goes directly to my wallet. You can see the position is still in place. Right now, the price is dipping back down into the range. So you can see the position has a little bit of wrapped ETH from the current price up to the top of the range, and the rest of it is USDC. You can see that here on Uniswap, about 8.3% ETH and 91.6% USDC in the position. So it's still there, still generating fees, and we're on track to make more than 6% per month on the capital that we deployed into this position. So there it is, 15 days, real money, real fees, and I'm on track to earn more than 6% in just 1 month. And the yield percentage is the same regardless of how much you deposit. I did $100, but I could have deposited $100,000, and the math works out the exact same way. This particular pool has more than $100 million in TVL. There's plenty of room for big positions. My little $100 position was only meant to prove the concept, and that's exactly what it did. If you try this out yourself, please let me know in the comments and tell me what you ended up earning. If you haven't started yet, I'll put a link to the full tutorial video in the description below, and you can try it out. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.